Hello, welcome to ZIM Capture. I'm inventor Dan Zen, and ZIM at zimjs.com is an open source framework to make interactive media on the HTML canvas using JavaScript and Create.js. In this capture, we're going to take a look at pane. Oh, pane. Okay, app pane. It's like a pop-up window. And we're going to take a look at a window. These are two ZIM components found in the ZIM build module. Let's go into the code now. Alrighty, so a pane, var pane is equal to a new zim.pane, and we pass in which container we're going to show this pane in this case the stage. Now a pane is like a pop-up, so rather than adding child and removing child, there's a few things that we need to do when that happens. So we just say pane.show, like that. And that will show the pane. Let's see a default pane then. And there she be. Now we can put a message into a pane. As a matter of fact, let's go get the pane parameters and see what we have. So we go to ZIM, pizzazz, hit the docs, and type in pane. What do I do about the pane? And we're going to grab this stuff here and pop on back to our code and paste it all. All right, so here are some of the things that we can do with pane. We specify the container. We can give it a width and a height. That's not a bad idea, shall we? Width and a height. The width of, say, 300 and a height of, say, 200. And we can give it a label. That's great. Well done. Nice label. And a color, frame dot orange maybe, comma, and whether we want to drag it or not. Well, let's leave that one for now. Let's just see how this is going. Now, orange is a property on the frame object, and you can put any color you want in there with the quotes, or like quote red or what have you. So we refresh here. Well done. It's not too bad. Let's just pop that to 400 and take another look. Well done. Good. And when I click, away it goes. Well done. Click, gone. All right. What might we want to change here? Well, we can change whether we can drag this out of the way by setting. Well, you know what? We're going through a lot of these things. Let's just drop to the ZIM Duo configuration object technique. So put squiggly brackets around that. We say that this is the container, colon, this is the width, colon, this is the height, colon, this is the label, colon, most missed. And this is the color, colon. We can set the corner to 0, corner colon 0. Woohoo! Let's see if we're all operating properly here. Corner colon 0, great. Now, what was I going to try there? Oh, making that drag. We can try drag, colon true, comma, like so. And when we refresh, we can now pick that up to get it out of the way. Okay, but now we have to click off the thing. There's whether that resets, so if next time we open up that pane, or pop up, that's one of the things here. We can show the pane, we can hide the pane, we can show the pane again. And when we show the pane again, do we want it to come up in the middle of the screen? That would be reset true. Or do we want it to come up where we last dragged it? There's modal, so let's see what modal is doing for us. Modal, isn't that a nice word? True. We'll be able to tell it. I'm going to turn the drag off for now so we don't get confused here. Now, what modal does is when I press on it, that's great, but if what I should have done, did I set that to true? Let's just see, modal, comma, true. Save that and refresh here. Click off. What was modal doing again then? Let's pop into the documentation. I thought that modal meant that you couldn't click off it, or maybe modal means that you, oh yes, so modal is set to true, and it just means it's going to close when we click. So what modal means, my apologies, blah, 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 is that we cannot do anything in behind there. So by default, modal is true. We're not allowed to, as soon as we try and do anything but close this, we end up closing it. Okay, so if we set modal to false, which is not the default, then we refresh here, and now watch what happens. We can then start playing with other things. I could hit a slider here and stuff, and I've just got, oh, that's how I close it. Okay, so I've just got that thing sitting there, but if I want to close it, I click on it, but I can work on other things in the meanwhile. Now, if you don't want that to close when you click, then that is called display close, comma, display colon, display close colon false. And that would mean we've got no way to close this thing. Okay, that message is stuck there for sure. Now remember, we could be dragging that too. But we could add to it an X, for instance, or we can use our code. We could say pane.close, pane.hide, and pane.hide will hide our pane. That's how we hide our pane. Okay, so that's a bit about modal and display close. Anything else there? The corner we did, backing alpha. Oh, the backing alpha is when we pull this up. Well, now we can't close it. Hang on, let's just get rid of those guys. When we refresh here, and you see how it's, as soon as it's modal, it puts a like a darker backing on it. And when we close it, everything gets lighter. Well, you can increase the alpha of that if you so desire. Backing alpha colon 0.5 and really say, hey man, there's nothing you can do back there. That's dark. And then light, maybe even more, 0.9. It's like, oh, I can hardly see what's in behind there. That was well done. And you'd see little faint, stuff in the background. You click it and you're back there. So that's a backing alpha. Center is whether it will center the pane, and you've got to, then deal with, positioning the pane if you don't want to center it. Display closed we look at, and we can give it a custom backing, much like we gave the button a custom backing in one of our recent ZIM captures on customizing a button. So we'll let you look at that. That was with pizzazz, so we could make our pane have a boomerang, or whatever it may be, look like an accordion. It's kind of a cool one. All right, so there we have a pane. Now let's take a look at a window. Now I don't want to see the pane anymore, so I can go pane.hide, and that will hide our pane, like so. No pane. Okay, or we'll just get rid of all this. Bye-bye, pane. Bye-bye, pane. It's gone. See how much fun it is working with a pane? Yay! All right, now let's take a look at a ZIM window. So var w, we won't use a var window because that's supposed to be saved for accessing the window of the browser. So var w equals new zim.window. Now, you can add content to a pane. I didn't show you that, but you're welcome to not just show the label. You can also add a custom label, remember. You can add content to it just by saying pane.addChild, and that would get added to the center of the pane. But the pane isn't really for showing content. It's more for showing just a quick message, like a pop-up window. So if you want a proper window that may even have scroll bars, for instance, then we use a ZIM window. So var w equals a new ZIM window, and we will say w.center on the stage. So this is meant to be more persistent. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but it's meant to be more persistent. and so you're not popping this up with a show and hide. Okay, so we've got that properly centered on the stage there, and there we have a ZIM window. Now let's take a look at some of the documentation or the parameters of a window. It's bound to be nearby here, and we copy this. And we've got a lot of things to look over. You're looking at it going, oh my god. Indicator, 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 slide. Yeah, active, shadow color, shadow blur, padding horizontal. Okay, padding vertical, that's a bunch of stuff on paddings. All right, so there's our window. We can start doing things inside of here, like give it a width and height. We'll keep it default. We'll keep all this stuff default, I suppose. One thing we may want to do is add some content. And to add content, we don't put the content in here. We're given a special add parameter, so, or not parameter, but a method. So down here, this describes all those parameters, by the way. And then here we have some methods, including add. Adds an object to the content container of the window at padding. And this content must have its bounds set. And it's a good idea to position and size an object first before adding. And then what will happen is as you add it, the ZIM window will make scroll bars for you. If you don't position and size it, then if you add it and then later position and size it, you'll have to call your own update on that window. So window.update, and that will reset your scroll bars and stuff just in case the content gets bigger or smaller. Okay. So let's make some content. We could add a big rectangle to it. We could add a label with multi-align label. Now there is a ZIM bit that shows you, talks about windows and shows you how you can add text to a window. It also is quite in-depth. It shows you how you could use this window, say, as a menu. You can scroll through things and click on the things inside the window, etc. So you should certainly have a look at that ZIM bit. How about we add just a big circle? Now, one of the things when we go to make a circle is a circle has its registration point in the middle. So when we add the circle to our window, it's going to go off the screen to the left and the right. So let's create a container. Var content is equal to a new ZIM.container. Like so, and tell you what, we're going to make a width. Var, our size, we'll call it, is equal to, say, something like 500. We can try out a few different sizes. But there's a size of 500, and we'll make our container be size, comma, size. So that gives our container bounds set with a width and height of 500. And now we will make our circle. So var circle is equal to a new ZIM dot circle, and we can make it size divided by 2 because that's the radius, and we'll make it frame dot green. Green is a property of the frame object. You can put any color there, like quote red. And now we add our circle to the content, and we'll center it on that. So that is circle.center on the content. And now, because we've said the content has a width and height of 500, and we've got a circle, we're centering it in that 500 by 500. And when we add this to the window, it will look better. And so finally, we can add it to the window by going window.add content, like so. And let's see what happens. We refresh here, whoop, and there's our circle. And you can see that we can scroll sideways here. It has a little snapping and a little snapping on the bottom. And there's the circle with the padding there, and padding there, and padding there, and a little padding on the bottom. Okay. Now there's our scroll bars. If I don't scroll, those scroll bars go away eventually. And you can set things with those scroll bars. Now I can't currently pick up those scroll bars. So let's take a look at the documentation on that, and we can see we've got indicator active. So if you set that to false, it won't even show them. Indicator drag, hey, that's good. Okay, there's the fading of the indicator, some alpha and the color, etc. Here's how you can do your slide snap. Remember how it was snapping, that kind of stuff. You can, by default, the stuff inside the window is interactive, so you might want to set that to false. Depends on what you're doing there. There's various things with padding, padding here, padding down here as well. Okay, so we're nearly there. Let's just set this so that we can indicator drag. So I'll just copy that. And where were we up in our window? We haven't even done anything to the window yet. Window, and we'll say indicator drag, true. I'll save this and pop into our browser. Refresh there. Now I can pick up the indicators there, and they're like little scroll bars that we can drag around. Good. Whee! Let's see what happens if we change the size of our window. So that would be width. Let's leave the width. We'll change the height. Height colon. Oh, let's leave the height. We'll change the width. Wait, it doesn't really matter. let's leave the width. We'll change the height. Are you finding this amusing? And the height will make something like 600. Okay, I just couldn't make up my mind. Will you hire me? This will be me. And there we've got a note that our scroll bar now is only on the bottom, so we can scroll from side to side. We can snap here. You can take away that snap, but we have no need to scroll because it's high enough. That's pretty cool, huh? And you can put text in here and all that kind of stuff. So that's called a ZIM window. So we took a look at a window and a pane. A pane is more for just popping up content. And the window is perhaps more persistent. You can, of course, add child, remove child this window anytime you want. I'm inventor Dan Zen. This has been a ZIM capture at zimjs.com. Have a great day.